much, Luce, for jumping on tonight. Before I completely hand over to you to talk about, social media and your tips and tricks, what I want you to do is paint a picture for everybody here, because some people don't know you. Some have seen a very rapid rise of Lucy Hawkins over the last 6 months, but they don't know what life was like before you made the commitment to NMD. So I want you just to start with where you were at in your life, in your business, and what the decision-making, like what was that pivot moment, and then tell us what it is exactly that you did in order to get where you go. So a lot of people go, oh, she's got a background in sales and marketing, she's got this nailed. But it's not that, is it, Luce? So you're going to tell us all the tips and tricks tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so for those of you who don't know who I am, I'm Luce Hawkins. I turn 30 this year. I have been in this business now 3.5 years. So it'll be 4 years in September. And guys, I joined to earn an extra $200 to pay for my product. At the time I joined, I didn't even want to join. I told my upline that I didn't want team. I didn't really want to be part of that whole thing. But an extra $200 for me at that time was crucial, because I was paying for a wedding, which was $30,000. I was paying for a visa, which was $15,000. And I was trying to make it in a new country. So I'd only been in Australia about a year by then. And things just, progressively grew. Stacey, who just hit NMD today, joined me in a few days. She literally just called me up and was like, I want to do what you're doing. And I was like, I don't really know what I'm doing though. And she's like, that's fine, we'll just do it together. And we've sidelined the whole, even though I'm her upline, we've sidelined the whole way. Now, it was a quick growth. I've grabbed every bonus money, but there has been down times. When I hit SSC, I lost 2 of my SCs and I lost a large part of my team. They just decided they didn't want to do it anymore. No real reason. They just dropped off. So my business started to kind of stabilize. Then it was a very slow growth to Q. And I've been Q for 2 years now. So I was quite stale at Q. Now, I really want you guys to understand that the people that get you to each of your promotion aren't necessarily the people that get you to NMD. The people that got me to SSC weren't the people that got to Q, and that didn't get us to NMD. So all of those people changed. Now, the only thing I did manage to do is I qualified every single month. That was an absolute non-negotiable. Regardless of whether my team was completely dropping, I knew I had to qualify every month. So I've qualified every single month since I hit SDBF within the first month. Now, I was very stale because I was not connected to my why. I was still in the corporate world. I was comfortable. I had that to fall back on, and this was just my fun money. Then we fell pregnant, and all of a sudden I was like, oh shit, Australia doesn't pay maternity leave. What am I going to do? I don't have any family to look after my child. It's going to have to go into daycare after 18 weeks. And I don't know if I'm ready for that. I don't know if I can handle that. So as soon as I found out I was pregnant, I made it very, very clear to myself that I had to make this business work. I was also going through some really tough times in the corporate world where I was being paid a lot less than my male counterparts who I had trained. I was more qualified, more experienced, but because they were male, they got paid a lot more than me. And when I asked for a pay rise or to be paid equally, I was kind of laughed out the door because I was going on maternity leave and it didn't matter. Now, please don't confuse having a qualification in marketing with having a passion for social media and marketing. That is 2 totally different things. My qualifications in marketing are 12 years old. None of what I learned at uni applies to anything that I do in this business. And the majority of my degree was actually in events. It's the passion is what I inject into my team and what I inject into my business. And that's keeping up to date and just living and breathing this business and living and breathing my story. So living and breathing my journey and always being on a journey. So the decision to go for NMD was when we decided that we wanted to come back to the UK to live for a bit, to be around family. And I realized I didn't want life to be the same as when we left. We left the UK very poor, in a lot of debt, very miserable. Hubby didn't have work half of the year because of the weather. I was stuck in the corporate rat run. I was going to work in the dark, coming home in the dark. It was like 7 in the morning till 7 in the evening, and I just lived for the weekend. I said, when we go back, I don't want to live that same life. I want to have the freedom that we had in Australia, but I needed the finances to be able to survive. We live very close to London. Unfortunately, the wages do not cover the cost of living here. So you do need to earn a wage and a half just to be able to be comfortable. So it was then that we decided to go for NMD, and I got really, really, really clear on my why. Like, my why made me cry, and that's when it didn't give up. And I knew that I had to get to that point. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made it, and I wouldn't have pulled those all-nighters, and I wouldn't have, you know, got out of my comfort zone every single day to really run for NMD. So that's a little bit about my story, Tam. Do you want me to just go straight into the rest? Perfect. Okay, so what I wanted to cover tonight was, I'm not going to do algorithms. I'm not going to talk about, you know, all the mumbo jumbo about social media. This is going to be super, super simple stuff that we did every day as a team to get to where we got. And also I want to talk to you about the Juice Plus 8 commandments, because that's what was just released at the Brighton conference that I've just got back from, which was mind-blowing. There was one lady on stage that went from, now in the UK, there's 3 more positions after NMD. There's IMD, EMD, and PMD. She did the entire lot in a year and picked up 50,000 euros, which is about $100,000 in bonus money. She did it in a year, and she followed these commandments. So I thought, this is what we have to learn. This is what we have to do. So, I also want you to know that I didn't build my business with a public profile. Until I hit Q, my Facebook was locked down. It was private. No one could see anything. I wasn't adding complete randoms, but I did have a big following anyway. But I was quite a private person. I wasn't ready to open up there. And it wasn't until I hit Q that I decided to step out of my comfort zone, be more public, and just open it up to the world. Now, I'm going to cover 4 topics. But the first one that I really, really want to stress is you have to be a product of this product, guys. You have to live and breathe, whether your capsules, even if you just take the berry capsules, it's absolutely fine. Katie Wren, one of the biggest earners in the UK, was a Chewy's customer. She only had the Chewy's when she first started. The Complete, the Child Health Study, whatever you're on, you need to live and breathe it. You just need to be taking it every single day, and you need to be passionate about it. Your product belief needs to be 10 out of 10. And it sounds simple, but I speak to some people and they're like, oh, I haven't taken my capsules in a few weeks. And I'm like, well, no wonder your business isn't growing, because you're not feeling the benefits. You're not feeling great. Therefore, you're not sharing that. So that's just one thing that I really wanted to touch on. Now, going on forwards, when you're using social media to build your business, you need to choose the channel that works best for you. The channel that works best for sorry, my phone's going everywhere. The channel that works best for tomorrow might not be the one that works best for you. So pick the one that works best. For me, Facebook has been the life and blood of my business. I strayed off to Instagram to give it a go when it was really, really building, but it was slow growth. And as soon as I stepped back and focused more on Facebook, business started growing again. So as much as I love using Instagram, and I do use it, everything for me comes from Facebook. Now, we always talk about posting in your values and creating content, and content is key, but I don't want you to get confused or overwhelmed with like, oh my god, I've got to come up with so many captions and I've got to take beautiful pictures. It's absolutely not that. What you need to do is brand yourself. Don't worry about having a snazzy logo, having a brand name, having all these business names done. If you brand yourself, you can make it to an NMD business. You do not need to have, you know, a snazzy name and a snazzy logo. You need to stand out from the crowd. One highlight from Brighton was weirdness always wins. If you're weird, you're going to win. If you're the same as everybody else, you're going to live the same life as everybody else. But if you stand out from the crowd, you're going to have a standout life. And I thought that was really, really interesting. So what you want to do, you are a brand with your lifestyle, your interests, your thoughts, and your look. Don't just be another Juice Plus robot. That's something that I always say to everyone, don't just be posting what everybody else is posting. Now, the easiest way, and this is what I live by, and this is what I will continue to live by, is I have 4 key content pillars. 4 content pillars that I post about that are not Juice Plus. So I want you guys to write down 4 topics that you always post about, which is not Juice Plus. Now, to give you an example, it could be, now this is a Juice Plus example, it could be fitness, family, team building, and healthy eating. So that's 4 things that you live and breathe and you post about. For me, it's mum life, travel, humor. I always throw in a good meme now and then business and female empowerment. So those 4 topics is all I post about. I don't post about exercise. I don't post about smoothie bowls. I don't post about horse riding. I don't post about fishing. That's not the things that I do. That's not the things that I love. But those 4 content pillars is all I will post about. I probably should post a little bit more on the healthy eating side of things, but at the moment it's kind of working for me. So I really want you to have a look through your social media. And if you have only 1 or 2, then you really need to come up with, and you really speak to your upline. Tell them what you love, what you do every day, what you enjoy doing, and what you're always around. Like for me, there's no point me choosing to post pictures of smoothie bowls because I don't eat a smoothie bowl every day. I'd have no content. You know, a shake, yes, but there's only so many times you can post the same picture of the same looking mango and strawberry vanilla shake because that's all I drink. So I don't get experimental with foods. I'm always on the go. I'm always traveling. So for me, posting things like, if you guys follow Caitlin, when she posts gorgeous pictures from her cafe in Bali, it just would not work for me. It wouldn't be authentic. People would know straight away that wasn't mine. And that's what you've really, really got to hone in on. Don't copy other people's posts just because it's got 10 shares, hundreds of comments. Because as soon as and I see this all the time, I see people share photos and I know straight away that's not their photo. They've taken it from someone else who does Juice Plus because they've never posted something like that in their life. And I know they don't drink green smoothies. So straight away, I know how many more of your audience and how many more of your network is going to know. So be authentic and be unapologetically authentic. I swear, I do silly memes. I talk about watching crappy TV, but I'm okay with that because that's my life. And that is a large majority of my network. I've had some people in the past tell me that they're going to unfollow me because I swear too much in lives. And I'm like, that's cool. You're not my tribe. Like my tribe is people who kind of drop the F-bomb now and then. So that's kind of okay. Now, what I want to go down is the 8 Juice Plus commandments. Now, this is super, super important. And I really want you to look at your last 4 or 5 posts that you put on Facebook and have a look and see how many of these commandments you ticked off. I will upload the file that we got from conference. It's the Social Media Toolkit into the Life Movement. So if you guys miss any of this, don't stress. I will, this is a very shortened version to an absolutely fantastic PDF that they have put together. So number 1 is be authentic. Speak naturally, down to earth. Don't create controversial communication and don't lie or pretend. Now, controversial communication, For me right now, for example, I do not comment on Brexit because it's a very controversial topic in the UK right now. I'll have a laugh about it. I'll share some memes about it. Theresa May, the Prime Minister, was our local MP. She only lived down the road. So I will always share a few jokey things, but I will never share publicly whether I believe we should or should not leave the EU. Because if I share my thoughts, I could completely alienate myself from 50% of my market. And it doesn't do, Facebook for me is business. Social media for me is business. So there is no reason why you would damage your business by doing something like that. So that kind of gives you a bit of an example. And the same with don't lie and pretend. But I don't post pictures that Caitlin posts of her smoothies, because my girlfriends know that I don't eat avocado. I wouldn't touch a dragon fruit. It would completely I would lose all credibility, and I would lose me, and I would lose my tribe. The second one, pillar number 2, is inspiring. So share stories. And it's important, show, don't tell. Show people your journey. Show people your team's journey. Show people your achievements. Don't just tell people that you've done it. Show them, whether that's through lives, photos, stories. It's so, so important to take people on this journey with you. And that's one of the biggest things that I tell every new starter on my entire team is, what story are you telling today? What story have you, and you might think, I've just got up, all I've done is sit on the sofa and watch Netflix, I've had some food and I've gone to bed. You can still tell a story. Your life is going to inspire someone. There are going to be other people watching you who go, well, I sit on Netflix all day as well, so maybe I can do what she does and earn money by doing it. I use that joke all the time because I did that. I can watch a whole series in a week and build my business. Number 3 is engaging. So create posts that people will like, comment, and share. The more interaction, the more people will see it. Now, you don't have to be a genius to come up with this. I'm going shopping today. I need an outfit for stage. Tomorrow you need an outfit for stage 2. I need to make sure we don't clash. And I'm going to take some photos in the changing rooms of the outfits, and I'm going to post, and I'm going to ask for people's opinions. Do I care? No. Will I have already bought the outfit? Yes. But everybody loves to give their opinion on Facebook. So if I go, hey guys, I've just, I'm trying on some outfits, I don't know which one to go for, A or B, I can guarantee you 50 to 100 people are going to go, I like A or I like B. And my engagement is going to rise, even though I've already bought outfit A and it's in I might buy outfit A and B, who knows, might splash out a little bit today. But other things could be, you might make a smoothie, or you might have your shake in the morning. Why don't you ask people to guess how many ingredients are in your smoothie? People are just going to go, 14, 3. People are just going to comment. It doesn't matter. You don't have to create an essay. You don't have to sit there forever and think. The one that I love the best, run out of Netflix shows to watch. Hit me up with the next Netflix show. Oh my goodness, the amount of recommendations you'll get doing that is unbelievable. Number 4. What the hell have I written there? Oh, I've scribbled over my word. Number 4, enthusiastic. As you can tell, I'm quite enthusiastic today. Have a passion for your product and your business, and let that flow through what you post. The best way to show enthusiasm is in Facebook Lives or videos, because they can feel and they can see your excitement. Instead of reading a post, which is how some people might read it, they can actually see you and they can hear your voice and hear your excitement. If you're scared of doing Facebook Lives, here's a tip. Go live and change the setting at the top to private view, only you. That means no one else on your Facebook will see it, only you. Get some practice in, and then when you're ready, click that to public. I can guarantee you it will grow your business. Number 5, be modest. So be humble, don't brag, be real, be honest, and be transparent. So there's a new compliance rule that's just come out for, you know, some of the big earners when they're talking about, for example, if I posted about hitting NMD and getting the $3,000 bonus, I must put at the bottom, income varies on individual basis, or I can't remember what the thing is, but it's not going, look at me, I just got $3,000. It's talking about the journey and what you're going to do and what that money means to you. And it's not, as I said, it's not bragging. It's just being real and being transparent. And I actually didn't even mention the bonus money when we got to NMD. It wasn't really something that we were going for. It was more just as a team we did it, and what it meant for the entire team. Number 6, be respectful. So provide value and respect people's times and people's opinions. Think before you speak, and don't get drawn into an argument. I see this a lot, especially when you first start and you post about how amazing your capsules are. You've been on them a couple of weeks, you're feeling fantastic, and Bob next door comments that it's a load of rubbish, it's all fake, it's all a scam, and you start getting into a bit of a keyboard war with them. Don't do that. If it's a comment you don't like, I delete them. If I don't like the comment, I just delete it. And I pop them a message, thanks so much for your opinion, would love to chat further about this offline. As you can respect, I'm growing my business, and those kind of comments don't help. If Bob still doesn't like it, Bob gets blocked, because Bob's not my tribe. And it's okay if Bob's not on board, because I'm not that bothered. You know, I just go to Bob for some milk, and that's it. But again, if people are on groups, bagging out Juice Plus or bagging out whatever you are doing, don't get caught up in it. Move on, scroll along. They're literally just wanting you to buy, and it's going to provide no value to your business, whether you comment or not. So it's just a complete waste of time. And again, if your friends, you know, aren't interested or don't, you know, my dad still wants me to get a proper job. I out earn him, and I still have to get a proper job, and he's in a 9-to-5. That's okay. That's my dad's thoughts, that's my dad's opinion, and he won't change, and I'm okay with that. Number 7 is be honest. This is so important. Be honest about your story and your journey, and again, don't use other people's images to pass as your own. Don't say to people that, you know, you've got hundreds of people in your team and you're flying across the world and being paid for it if you're not. Because what that does is it paints an unrealistic picture for people who are following you, and they could join thinking that's exactly what they're going to get. They join, get to SDVF, and they're like, okay, well, where's my free trip to Dubai? Oh, you don't get that until you hit NMD. And they're like, well, you posted about it and you're not even there. Oh, no, it's okay, it will come. You know what I mean? That person straight away is not going to be interested. And I can assure you, these days, no one believes anything that they read. Even if you did post that you got a free trip, there's still going to be people out there that don't believe it. And then finally, number 8, and this is super, super important, it's be approachable. Personalize your responses to people and be human. Don't copy and paste scripts. Reply to everybody as you would normally have a conversation with people. Be fun. When you're posting, don't be serious Sally all the time. And that's something I had to learn. I went through at NMD school, I was the person crying in the corner the entire time, and I don't cry. I even got off the plane and told someone I don't cry. So I was really looking forward to this weekend. It was going to be so much fun. I had to keep taking myself to the toilet and sort myself out, because I realized I'd lost the fun in this business, and I'd lost the fun in myself, and I had to have a huge reality check and stop being a serious Sally. So be fun, post jokes. I post jokes all the time. You know, comment on people's posts. When you're being approachable, if all people see is you post, they comment, and nothing comes back, you know, respond to people's comments, send them a private message. Thanks so much for liking my post. Oh my God, Jenny, I've not seen you since school. How are you? What are you up to? I've had a look through your profile. Oh my God, you've got triplets. How are you coping? You know, that kind of thing. It's a window of opportunity to start building relationships and talking to people when they like and comment on your post. Whew, catch my breath back. That is pretty much what I wanted to share. Tamara, was that okay?
Oh, it's brilliant. So, Luce, let's get down to some nitty gritty here. I've got some questions for you because that was brilliant, and that was certainly a really great template to follow on how to post. I know you talk about consistency. Now, let's get on to how you have built to NMD doing this. I want you to tell us how you built the following, so how you expanded on the following you started with. How did you then connect with those who were following you? Just give us some examples. And most importantly, how did you then convert them into business habits?
Okay, cool. So a large part of the new following I've got, believe it or not, came from Scott. So he, back in the day, was a bit of a Jack the Lad and has lots of women on his Facebook. So I went through his Facebook and I was just kind of looking at the women that he had on there and thought, I'm just going to start adding these people and seeing what they're doing. For the UK right now, a large part of my business outside of Stacey's Leg is in the UK. And we are in a bit of a crisis, as I mentioned earlier, where it costs so much to live here, but we do not earn enough money. So I would say 95% of the people that have joined for the UK are joining because they need a second income. So I started adding them, and straight away, anybody that I add, so I add from groups, mutual friends, and then obviously people that just add me. In groups, there'll be groups like local groups. So I'm from Maidenhead here, so I'm part of a lot of Maidenhead girl groups. And I'll watch what people post, I'll comment, I'll interact. You know, even though I wasn't in the town, didn't mean I couldn't interact and, you know, talk about things. And you'd start kind of having conversations with the same type of people. You know, say, for example, you know, Tamara was always commenting on a similar post to mine, and I'd kind of respond to her, and you'd have kind of those mini conversations in groups. I just add them straight away, send them a private message, and I'm like, thanks so much for offering that piece of advice. You know, I'm moving back to Maidenhead in a couple of months, and I, you know, blah, 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 all that kind of stuff. So for me, I really grow my audience through groups, and then just looking at mutual friends and going into friends of friends, seeing who, if I've got 10 or more mutual friends, I'll check them out, I'll pop them an ad, and I'll send them a message. And the message goes along the lines of, hey, hope you don't mind me sending you an ad. I'm looking to increase my network of gorgeous women like yourself. Have you had a good weekend? Or hope you don't mind. Or usually I try and end it with a question, so they start replying back. 9 times out of 10, people will respond going, oh, don't mind at all. I know who you are. Or, oh, I know who your mum is, or your boyfriend is, or, you know, or, yeah, I saw we have mutual friends, so I thought, you know, I'd accept or whatever. If it's from a group, then I just make it relatable to that group. So one of the girls in my team, Amy, she grew her business, her Facebook from nothing in August to nearly 4,000 people. And when I saw my team doing it, I was like, girl, you got to step up and you got to do this too. So I followed their footsteps. I actually learned from my team. So that's how I kind of grew the following. I don't add people and go, hey, I do Juice Plus, do you want to buy it? Or, hey, I'm looking to expand my team of 2 people who want to earn extra money. Do you want to be one of those people? No, I never, ever, ever talk about Juice Plus or the business. Now, this could be a slow grow, but for me, it was an authentic grow. My whole job was just to have conversations with people. Then as I used my Facebook stories more, I made it an absolute non-negotiable that I use my Instagram and Facebook stories every single day, because people started to watch and they started reacting and commenting and sending me more messages. People then started buying into my journey. And it was then that I could sieve out the people who were genuinely interested. So people actually kind of came to me instead of me going to them saying, hey, want to be one of the 5 to join my team this month? Super excited. Don't know what you do. I don't know what your life is, but hey, do you want to join me? Because this is so great. I'd have people go, hey, Luce, I've been watching your journey I had one this morning. A girl, don't know who she is, but we've got lots of mutual friends. And I actually have never spoken to her, but she's reacted to a lot of my stories. And she said, hey, Luce, I've been watching you for a few months, really interested in this female boss co. I know it's Juice Plus. Can you tell me more? And that's kind of the messages that I usually get. And it's really building and following up from them. So I tell them exactly, I'm completely transparent. Anyone asks me what female boss co is, I straight away tell them it's Juice Plus. I don't hang around. I don't tell them it's a whole food product and we do this and we do this and we have a blueprint and then we go on for 5 or 6 days and then I say, oh, we use the Juice Plus products. I get it out the way, and then if people are interested, they're interested. If they're not, they're not. Juice Plus head office in the UK is in my hometown. Everybody knows who Juice Plus is. It's the bright orange building. So I can't get away with not saying what it is. So I like to sieve out the people who, you know, there's some people that have had really bad experiences with it. That's okay. All I can do is share mine. But if they're not interested, I don't want to waste my time building a relationship with them, having 3-way calls, mentioning Juice Plus, then them not being interested. So I'm straight away upfront about what it is. And then pretty much goes from there. Send them some videos, send them some information. I did my own YouTube video. I just put my phone up, I recorded it, I had the whiteboard, I explained what Juice Plus was, how much you earn, how you grow. It was super simple. It was 7 minutes long. I send that to everybody. If they're interested, we get on a chat, and that's literally all I did. And I was just following up, working my grid every single day, and my team works their grid every single day. If I ran out of people on my grid, that's when I'd start looking through, you know, I'd always be scrolling through my social media for people who needed more money or needed better health. Anyone that's got a slight cry, I'm not afraid to approach them and ask them if they want to look into what I'm doing. I don't approach people who are in other network marketing businesses, because I think that as yourself, if you're doing 2 network marketing businesses and you're going out to your friends, say for example, I do Juice Plus and Body Shop, they're going to be like, well, obviously neither of those work very well for you, so that's why you have to do 2. So if people are part of other network marketing businesses, very much have to stop that or their focus needs to be on what we're doing. Yeah, that was pretty much it. Adding to my grid, following up, and still sharing my journey. And I think the overwhelming response once we actually hit NMD, and I shared that as a story, I think I had the most messages that day about joining the team. So when people say it's all a journey and your business really starts once you get to NMD, they're not joking. Like that, I really felt like I was learning the whole way, and I stumbled myself through until we got here. And I'm like, right, okay, here we go, let's start. Did that answer your question, Tamara?
Yeah, no, that's really good. I think, you know, the key point of all of that, Luce, is that social media is still just a funnel of people. It just so happens to be an easy global network for you to access online.
Exactly. You still need to be talking to people. Still, every single conversation that I had was offline and on the phone. I even spoke to the guy that we rented an Airbnb off about the products, because he asked me why I had a massive whiteboard in my car when I rocked up. And I was like, I'm actually going for a promotion this month. And he asked me what I was doing. I told him about it and I sent some info to him. So social media is a tool that I use to document my life. And I've done that for years. Since I moved to New Zealand, when I was in my 3rd year at uni, I've documented my life this way. It's an easy way for me to connect to others. And it's an easy way for me to find companionship in others as well, especially mums who are finding motherhood a bit of a struggle. I really connect and I really find it a great platform to do that. It just so happens then business comes up and it's a really good way to do that. But my goal now is to do a lot more face-to-face. Social media is fantastic, but it doesn't connect here. And this is what I need now, which is face-to-face real connection with people, and not constant screen, you know, sitting in my bedroom on my phone, you know, sitting on the toilet on my phone, whatever. I need to be face-to-face. So coming back to the UK, for me, my biggest goal was to now do some more face-to-face stuff, which I'd advertise through social media, of course.
Of course. Hey, look, we're going to wrap up really quickly. I just want to touch on a statement that Beck Hall's just made, sort of needing to get over being so private on social media. How did you do that? How did you get over the need to be private?
I just saw what everybody else was doing and was like, well, if all these people are public, then that's obviously what I need to do. And I wanted to understand that my reach, once you change your profile to public, your reach does grow anyway, because Facebook sort of rewards you for it. But also that you can't build an NMD business through hiring your friends and your family or selling to your friends and your family. You have to go wider. You have to go out of there. I think we've just got over 300 people in my team, and I think I know 9 of them before this business. That's it. So it was really, for me, I was like, I've just got to do it. And I undid it. I did it. Everything went to private. I was like, oh my God, everyone's going to see my stuff. I blocked all those people that I didn't want to see anything. So everyone I worked with, I blocked. All my ex-boyfriends were already blocked, so that wasn't an issue. And you do get a lot of marriage proposals when you do unlock your Facebook public. And I still do. We get a couple of those a month, which is very interesting. But I just delete and I just block them. But otherwise, I've had no negative feedback at all. And to be quite honest, I had to put mine to public because so many Juice Plus people add me as a friend. If I accepted everybody, 3,000 of my connections would be in Juice Plus and I would not grow my business. So I actually, as a rule, don't accept Juice Plus franchisees as friends, but I have the option to follow, and then I follow them back because I want to see what you're up to. If you want to see what I'm up to, I want to engage, I want to connect, but we're limited to 5,000 connections on Facebook, and they have to be for potentials. They have to be for people who I would like to join my business. Otherwise, it just wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah. And lastly, before we wrap up, Luce, just give us a quick synopsis on stories, Facebook stories. We're seeing more and more of it.
Yeah, so Facebook stories is what came out of Brighton. So they were like, if you're not using stories, you've got to start using them. It works the same as Instagram stories, and I've done a 3-part series on that you guys can watch. But what I love about it, and more and more people are now watching it. When I started doing Facebook stories a year ago, 20 to 40 people watched it. Over the Brighton weekend, we tipped over 250. Now I've got 2,000 connections. So it's still a very small percentage, but more and more people are now watching it. And what I love is every single day I can talk about my capsules, my complete, the lift that launched here, and I can mention it 20 times and it doesn't matter because it lasts for 24 hours and it goes. If people don't want to see your story, they swipe across. So my story is clutter, it's life, it's day-to-day stuff while I'm on the go. It's not filtered, it's not rehearsed, not like my feed, where my feed is very thought about. I take time in putting it all together and it follows those 4 pillars that I was talking about. My stories, it's anything. And that's where I get most of my interaction from. I share lots of videos of Parker. The other day we shared one and she fell over halfway through the video. We got heaps of messages from that just saying how funny it was. And I think that's where I think you can really become approachable, is because you're sharing right there, right then information, and then you can add that poll at the end. How much time? Oh, what was that one? How much time? Oh, I can't see my chat. Is it how much time per day?
Per day on social media.
Oh, not lots. So when we're in America, I will probably just spend every evening uploading my stories and doing my wall, because I want to be 100% present in everything that we're doing. I don't want to be there going, take a picture, upload, do all this. I literally just have my phone on me all day. I was in the car earlier, Parker was napping. I could get out the car because if I turn the engine off, she'd wake up. So I did it then. If I sit on the toilet, I take my phone with me. I might do a post. Like, honestly, most of my business was built while I was on the toilet or in the bar. I don't spend a lot of time on it. Most of my time is spent answering messages and in Messenger, but actually physically posting and being on stories, it's just whatever I'm up to that day. When we were in Brighton in conference, I was so immersed in what was going on, I hardly posted at all. And yes, my stories do always have pictures in. Facebook stories have to have pictures. You can do text ones, but I find they don't really work very well. So they're all about pictures. And I honestly would say they've got to be pictures of you doing stuff through the day, because that's where you're going to be most approachable.
Unreal, banana peel. Well, yeah, you crammed a lot of information in there. Luce, thanks so much for your time. We are so excited to be celebrating you at conference in Sacramento, celebrating you at conference in Melbourne. You have been such a breath of fresh air to this business, and we're so, we're so thankful to have you as part of our community, and your giving heart. You've always just been so giving with this stuff. So thank you so much for tonight. Really appreciate it. From the other side of the world now, we wish you were still in our backyard, but we still love you. By the way.
I'm off to the pub now with some of the team. Some of the team have messaged me saying, the sun's out, should we go to the pub and do training? And I was like,
do it. On a Monday, why wouldn't you? Thanks.
I've got Mondays before.